this tutorial, I will be discussing the difference between hydrators and moisturizers. I know I'm a culprit that many times I will use these words interchangeably, but there's such a big difference between these two products. And also I will talk about how to stack these products because some products they need to be applied before others. So let's get started right now. If you're new on this channel, welcome. My name is Maria from Aglaia Aesthetics Online. If you love my content, please stick around until the end. I have a lot of information for you. Subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It really means the world to me. So today I will discuss between active ingredients and serums and hydrators. Not much on day creams and night creams because I have a tutorial on that specifically. So hydrators and moisturizers, so different from each other. But before I go into it, the most important thing that you need to know to have a good skin is what you do internally. So if you want to have hydrated skin, you need to drink lots of water. You need to eat vegetables and fruits that have a high content of water. And if you want to have a more supple skin, like a little bit oilier, healthy oily, you need to intake avocado and omegas and fish and all those healthy food. So first, before we do any skincare or any hydrators and moisturizers, it's important that you intake good food and drink lots of water. My water is always around me because if I don't, I forget and then I don't drink. I drink approximately 6 to 8 of these per day, minimum. And then I'll have the herbal teas at nighttime because I enjoy those ones a lot. I will list the hydrators and the moisturizers active ingredients in a moment, because when you look at our product, you must always turn it around to know what you're putting onto your skin. So look at it, nice packaging, turn it around to see the active ingredients. So I am going to go back and forth concerning about hydrators and moisturizers. So the hydrators, they go deep, so they supply the skin with moisture. We drink the water and we apply the skin with moisture from the outside. The moisturizer, on the other hand, will help it to retain the moisture so it stays on the surface. So I'm going to go back and forth. So the hydrators, they moisturize the skin. The moisturizer, so it hydrates, but the moisturizer stays on the surface. The hydrators also they sink deep into the skin. On the other hand, the moisturizers, they stay on the surface. The hydrators are light in consistency. And this picture here, I have it on the other tutorial, the difference between water and oil and oil in water. So it is the hydrators are very light in consistency, such as a serum, and the moisturizers are quite thick, and usually the moisturizers are sometimes even night creams. The hydrators, they make the skin nice and plump and radiant, and the moisturizers, they make your skin soft and smooth. So things like omegas and avocados are very important. The hydrators are more keyed for dehydrated skin, and the moisturizers are more for the dry skin. Very different, the difference between a dehydrated and dry skin. And please, I do have a tutorial on that will explain in detail the difference and what to do about dehydrated and dry skin. So we know that the hydrators are lighter in consistency, they go deeper into the skin, and the moisturizers are thicker in consistency and they stay on the surface. Some of the amazing hydrators are such as humectant, and we have to be very careful about humectants, and I do have a tutorial, please look at it. Hyaluronic acid is amazing. Now another one is a sodium hyaluronate, and it is a concentration of the hyaluronic acid. Another active ingredient that's amazing is glycerin, and that draws in some moisture to the skin and makes the skin supple. Algae, fatty acids, aloe vera, amino acids such as the peptides, all the different kinds of serums, they go deeper because of thinner in consistency. Toners, it's a water-based, masks, and also the HAs that are very good, and the BHAs depending on your skin type. Lactic acid brings moisture, but you have to be very careful that you do not use these active ingredients during the day, especially the last ones that I mentioned. Now, when we look into the moisturizing, there are such as they stay more on the surface of the skin, and it prevents for the moisture to escape. Remember the lucidum layer that I explained the last tutorial. The moisturizers also protect the skin from the trans-epidermal water loss. And when you use a moisturizer or an occlusive, it helps to prevent for the moisture to evaporate. Silicones, squalene. I like squalene because it's derived from a plant, a grapeseed oil, shea butter or shea butter, cocoa butter, avocado oil, jojoba oil, colloidal oatmeal, ceramides, yes, ceramides. All these lock the moisture in the skin. So I mentioned to you that you need to kind of look at the product and turn it around and look at the active ingredients. So some of the ingredients that are hydrators, and I want to specifically mention all of them, is one of them is humectants, and I do have a tutorial that explains exactly how to apply humectants, because if you do apply them incorrectly, it will cause the opposite. Hyaluronic acid, amazing. Another one, sodium hyaluronate, which is a concentration of the hyaluronic acid. Glycerin is an amazing active ingredient, so it makes your skin nice and supple. It goes right deep into the skin. Algae products, fatty acids, amino acids like peptides, serums, toners, masks, they all go deeper into the skin. Now again, depending what kind of mask, okay? Not all masks. Glycolic acids, the AHAs, the lactic acid, the malic acid. Now the salicylic acid, be very careful. You have to be very careful with your type of skin. So these acids, I really love for you to concentrate to apply them more at nighttime, because any acid makes the skin more sensitive, photosensitive to the UVR, and it will cause problems to your skin. So all these hydrators, they go deep into the skin. Now let's look at the moisturizers. The moisturizers stay on the surface and they lock in all these products. So if you can use hydrators and moisturizer at the same time, fantastic, because you put the product into the skin and then you seal it with an occlusive. That is the way to do it. So the moisturizers will prevent you for the skin to evaporate, to go through the trans-epidermal water loss. And that is a key thing that you need to be very careful, especially as you get older. The skin, when you have this water loss, this epidermal water loss, you will start having unbalanced skin, rashes, blemishes, dehydration, different breakouts. So you want to keep your epidermal water perfect by using the right products. So something that you want to look at when you turn the product are such as squalene, yes, silicone, shea butter, cocoa butter, avocado oil, jojoba oil, colloidal oatmeal, ceramides. These are all moisturizers that stays on the surface to prevent trans-epidermal water loss. Next is how to stack your products. And as we've been talking up to now, of course, the hydrators, they go beyond the moisturizers, because you want to have the hydrators to go inside the skin, so you're hydrating the skin, and then you're applying the moisturizer as an occlusive to hold everything in. And then after that, you can put an oil, because an oil is a really good occlusive. So step by step. So let's look at very quickly the consistency or the viscosity. So the liquid comes first, then the serum comes second, the hydrators, then you can apply the moisturizers, and if you want, you can put the oils, and on and on. So thicker, 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 till the thickest. So that's why, because if you apply an oil, let's say you want to apply the rosehip oil, which I love, and then I go like, oh, I should have applied the hyaluronic acid or my serum, and you apply on the top, it will not penetrate, because you have put a seal of oil, and that is an occlusive, the seals. So once it's sealed, you cannot apply a water base. I will go through the routine, what you should do in the morning and what you should do at night. So at night, for me, is the most important step, because that's when you have more time to do the right things for your skin. And so the first thing that you would do, please remember to remove all your makeup. And talking about the color makeup first, and then if you have anything on your skin. If you don't have any makeup, color makeup, then use a good cleanser to remove all the pollution and everything that you've done when you were outside. Cleansing is very essential, even if you don't have any makeup. After that, you might want to apply a toner. That is fine, because toner, it is a water base. I'm not too much for toners myself, particularly because I find it that's a little bit of waste of money. So I do like to do the apple cider vinegar toner, and the concentration will vary from person to person. So if you have a normal skin, it would be maybe 10% apple cider vinegar and 90% water. Remember, the toners is basically water. After you apply this water, that is the time that you want to apply the different serums. So it could be the retinols, the retin-A if you like to use that, the glycolic acids, and be very careful that you don't use glycolic acid too often, and the retin-A, retinoids and all that are very dehydrating if you overdo them. So be very careful. And if you're young, do not use these products. It's not necessary. Hyaluronic acid, this is the time that you would like to use it, because you've just used a water base, and now you want to have the hyaluronic acid to be applied onto at that time. If you have any acne spots or whatever, you might want to use tea tree oil or anything that will dehydrate that pimple, or high frequency, that is very good for blemishes. You might want to treat your eyes, because the skin around the eyes is thinner, and also the skin on your neck, it's different. And I do have a tutorial on how to treat your skin on the neck, because the skin is different there. And then after you have applied all these hydrators, this is the time that you will use a night cream or a moisturizer. A lot of times you could use an oil, like that's the way I like to do it. After I apply the night cream, I like to apply an oil, because the oil is really an occlusive. So I do usually use a rosehip oil at the top of all that. Now remember, at nighttime you're doing all these active ingredients, and remember, if you have acne, apple cider vinegar is amazing. And remember, if you have acne, please remember to pull up your hair and change your pillowcase every night, and especially your face cloth every time. So in the morning, you do not need to wash your skin again, because you already washed your skin at nighttime. You removed the makeup, you removed all the color foundation, stuff like that. You might have done an oil cleanse. So you already done all the cleansing that you need. So in the morning, you don't need to do that. You just need to splash some warm water onto your skin, and then you can spray some toner, tap dry, spray your toner, or you can also use apple cider vinegar. Now remember, with apple cider vinegar, if you have acneic skin, you can go up to 50% apple cider vinegar and 50% water. However, if you find it too dehydrating, do minimize the amount of apple cider vinegar. Cleansing is not necessary because you're going to remove the moisture. Remember the trans-epidermal water loss. You don't want to do that. Overwashing is not good. Hyaluronic acid, it is for nighttime. Glycolic acid is for nighttime. So daytime, you might want to use a nice serum, maybe an eye cream, a neck cream. If you have any acne that you want to put spot treatment for your acne, then you apply your moisturizer. So if you notice, everything that is hydrator first, and then you apply your moisturizer. You might want to use your sunscreen, and then mineral makeup, and then you can apply your makeup. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I have, so you understand the difference between hydrators and moisturizers. Hydrators go deep into the skin, and the moisturizers stay on the surface. And the difference between the night cream and day cream, I have a previous tutorial because it's very different. Please give me comments below, give me thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will talk with you very, very soon.